10 minutes of your time. That's all it takes to help the community become stronger and have the financial resources it needs to grow. Well, you're probably aware that Census Day was April 1st, but you still have a chance to fill it out and help critically important efforts like those of our next guest, Angela Musey of First Things First. Angela, thanks so much for joining us. And start off first and foremost by telling us about First Things First and the important services you provide.
Sure. First Things First is Arizona's early childhood agency. So I'm so glad to join you this morning to talk a little bit about the 2020 census, which is really important for us as well as all of our young children and their families throughout the state.
Well, and the truth is that the role of public funding really has a huge impact on the operation of many organizations, including the operation of your services. So talk about how important that is for what you do.
Sure. We're a statewide agency, but the community volunteers who serve on our local regional councils make decisions based on local data. And much of that data comes from the once-a-decade census. So that's why it really is a great opportunity for us. In our work, we use census data to determine funding allocations for each of our 28 regions throughout the state, which is based on the population of young children in that community. We also use census data to identify particular needs in local communities and to do strategic planning for state and local programs that impact young children and their families. First Things First does our work in three main areas: in quality early learning, in family support programs such as parent education, family resource centers, and then also in children's preventive health. So these are really critical services for our community and our young kids.
So it's safe to say that it's extremely important for everybody to participate in the census to get an accurate count. And it's especially true to help those populations that are really undercounted, underrepresented, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're really excited about this once-in-a-decade opportunity, but we're also very concerned about the historic undercount of babies, toddlers, and preschoolers throughout the nation. In the 2010 census, we saw about 1 million young kids under age 5 go uncounted. And there's a variety of reasons that those children might be missed, but we really want to make sure that this year in 2020, we count every child from newborn on up.
Well, and it's easier than ever. I mean, you know, most of us have the means to access the internet. You can do it right online. If you can't, then you can mail it in the traditional way. But like I mentioned, Census Day was April 1st, and, you know, we're obviously several days beyond that. Can people still participate? Will their vote, will their count still be part of the census?
Yes, of course. This is the most important time in the census for this year. As you know, this is the first year that families are able to complete the census online, either on their laptops or on their smartphones. So it's easier than ever to get those counts in. Early childhood supporters that we connect with throughout the state are reminding families that the census is easy, it's safe, and it's important. We really want to make sure that all of our young kids are counted, because that count lasts a decade, and that's nearly an entire childhood for a young child. So we have this opportunity once in a decade to make every one count.
Right, just like I said at the top, I mean, 10 minutes will make such a big impact for those 10 years, and I did it myself. It took less than 10 minutes. I think it took me 5, and it was so simple, and I knew I was doing the right thing. And for employers out there who want to help encourage their employees to participate in the census, how can they sort of add to that encouragement?
Well, it's really important for employers to help their employees, because it does affect our workforce development planning. It affects jobs that we're going to be having in the future for the next decade and even further out. So we invite employers, if they are able to set up laptop stations in their workspace, for employees to take some time to fill out the census. That'll help those employees that may not have access to a computer at home or a smartphone access. So that's an easy way that employers can get involved.
Such a great idea to increase those numbers, get even more people to participate. Angela Musey of First Things First, thank you so much. Now, there's no doubt that participating in the 2020 census will really help our community. And if you want to learn more, visit pagregion.com/census or call 520-792-1093.